I know a lot of you are carrying a lot of trauma and a lot of pain. You've been through hard things. You've experienced things that is heavy to go into. I recently learned the tapping technique. My teacher was Nick Ortner, who does an app called Tapping Solutions, which you can get for free, and you can pay to get like a better version of it, but you can get a version for free. He came on my podcast, Under the Skin. He explained to me how tapping works. It's sort of a bit like acupuncture, I suppose. There are meridians within the body, systems of intelligence, circuits. I suppose that's how reflexology works. I suppose it's how a lot of things work. I suppose it's how the nervous system itself works, if you want to look at it from a more conventional, traditional, medicinal perspective. Tapping is based on tapping various points on the body to break up and disrupt signals that might be causing you distress. So much of the way that we think and feel is habitual. Nick Ortner showed me this tapping technique. It's brilliant. I use it pretty regular. I use it in the morning before my meditation to help me to sort of start the day off right. And I sometimes use it if I feel like anxious or afraid, and I have to admit that I often do. So have a look at this video where Nick explains how you can do it, then you'll know how to do it. I swear to you, it works. He tried it out with people like Sandy Hook, who had lost children in that terrible massacre. So if people that are grieving the loss of a child can experience some relief using this technique, evidently it is a powerful one. Have a look at what Nick says. Stay to the end because I've got more to tell you.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some of your football stuff in the background because I know you've mentioned it to me before, but that's not going to affect the audience and what they can work on. Okay. So
right,
we're going to do multiple tracks so we can help everyone. So again, if you're not driving, if it's safe to do so, go ahead and just take a moment and close your eyes and take a gentle breath in and let it go. So let's tune into how we feel. If you're in chronic pain, if you've been feeling pain for a long time, you could isolate that as something that you want to work on. With tapping, we always want to get clear on, okay, what is it that we're looking to release or let go of? So tune into any pain in your body. If you're anxious about something, what are you anxious about? Where do you feel it in your body? If you're angry, somebody said something to you 5 days ago, you just can't let it go. Whatever's in front of you. And then if something's happened in your past that you've struggled to let go of. So Russell, for you, I want you to think, when you think about football, is there a memory? Is there a time when you were 10 years old and you missed a penalty kick? Is there just a grade where you were on a football team and you didn't like the experience?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of memories actually, and some of them are what it is. I realise now is it's such a route to affiliated challenges that I'd probably have to cut some of it out of the podcast, which I don't do. So can I be vague in my responses instead of particular, even though I'm being specific in my thinking?
Yes, and yeah, I'm glad you're sharing that and bringing that up because again, when we're looking at the tool itself, this is one of the reasons why it's powerful. What matters is that you think about it. So even with a therapist, maybe you go to a therapist and you don't want to share the thing that is going through your mind right now. Well, you don't have to because we're just looking to activate it in the brain. This is an opportunity to think those shameful thoughts, to have those shameful memories because you're not sharing them with anyone else. They're there. You're acknowledging the feeling in order to let it go. So wherever you are at home, tune into that one thing that you want to focus on, the stress, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the shameful memories, the feelings, the anger. And as you tune into this, give it a number of intensity on a scale of 0 to 10. So if you're really angry at someone, it might be a 10. If you're anxious, a 9, an 8, a 7. Just give it a number. If you're in pain, give that pain a number.
I'm around 7.
7. And tell me, Russell, what you're feeling in your body.
Like sort of sadness behind the eyes, mostly sadness behind the eyes. Yeah, I would say that's the sort of dominant feeling.
Okay, so we've tuned into this emotion, whatever it is, this feeling in our bodies. We have a number, and let's do some tapping. We start by tapping on the side of the hand. If you're listening in the car, it's the outside of the hand below the pinky. You take 4 fingers of one hand, you tap on the other hand. Whatever hand feels comfortable for you. We're tapping gently, we're sending that calming signal to the amygdala. And then repeat after me, either in your mind or out loud. Even though I have this feeling in my body.
Even though I have this feeling in my body.
It's safe to relax now.
It's safe to relax now.
And still on the side of the hand, even though I have all these old memories.
Even though I have all these old memories.
It's safe to feel them and let them go.
It's safe to feel them and let them go.
And still, one more time on the side of the hand, even though part of me is holding on tight.
Even though part of me is holding on tight.
To these feelings.
To these feelings.
To these memories.
To these memories.
In order to stay safe.
In order to stay safe.
I choose to relax now.
I choose to relax now.
Now we'll tap through the points. I'll describe them the first time. The first point is the eyebrow point, inside of the eyebrow where the hair ends and it meets the nose. You can take 2 fingers of one hand, the other hand, or both hands. The meridians run down both sides of the body. And as you tap gently, I want you to just tune into the thing that you're working on. So if you have pain in your body, just notice it. If you're anxious, think the anxious thoughts. If you're angry, run a movie about what happened. And Russell, for you, go back to that time, all these memories that are coming together. Maybe one sticks out, or maybe they're just in a big pile of memories. Whatever comes up is perfect. Just notice these memories and these feelings. Now moving to the next point, the side of the eye. It's not at the temple, right next to the eye, on the bone. Again, 2 fingers of one hand, the other hand, or both hands. And just reconnect back to that memory, that feeling, the thing that happened, the pain in your body. Be present to it. Under the eye. A lot of people, when we first start this process and we focus on the negative, think, well, I don't want to think these anxious thoughts or these negative thoughts. Why do we start on the negative? And as my dear departed friend Louise Hay that we spoke about earlier said, when I asked her the same question, she said, honey, if you want to clean a house, you have to see the dirt. We're taking a moment in time now to acknowledge these feelings. I was sad, I was ashamed, I was angry, or I am angry, or I have this pain in my body. This is the truth of how I feel. This is my lived experience. I acknowledge it, and through that I begin to let it go. Under the nose, right underneath the nose, 2 fingers. Run the movie, feel that feeling. Russell, think about football and your experiences, everything you've struggled with. And just notice what comes up. Sometimes you'll start thinking about one thing and then think about something different. A specific event will come up, something someone said to you, or something that feels completely unrelated. You think it's about football, but you think about home life and what was happening then. Whatever comes up is perfect. Under the mouth, above the chin, below the lip, and that little crease in there. Tapping gently, feeling the feelings, breathing gently, running that movie. For the collarbone point, you can take all 10 fingers of both hands right below the 2 little bones of the collarbone. We tap and then we just tune back in. If you get distracted, if your mind wanders, if you're figuring out the points, that's okay. Just bring it back to that thing you want to release, that pain. When did that pain start? What's the emotion? If that pain had an emotion, what would it be? What are you most anxious about? Why is it not safe to relax and let go? What would it take to release this anger and to forgive yourself? Underneath the arm, it's 3 inches underneath the armpit, either side of the body, right on the bra line for women. Tapping gently, tuning in, letting go, feeling safe. The last point right at the crown of the head. Tapping gently, thinking the thoughts, feeling the feelings, feeling safe. We'll do a couple more rounds, and we move right back to the eyebrow, breathing gently. And Russell, let me know with whatever's safe to share what you're experiencing.
Well, just some memories of like the sort of several sort of childhood experiences that are evidently the origin of these feelings, and perhaps how they are tangentially expressed through other areas of my life and through other experiences, but as the sort of, it's interesting to do it while tapping. It's a sort of almost a disruption, I suppose, of the lurid vividness of the experiences in their kind of rather raw form.
Side of the eye. Well said and well explained. And that's what often happens for people, where something is stark and raw and in bright colors and painful and present, and then it begins to fade away, to let go. So if it's safe to do so, whatever you're working on, that anxiety, that pain, that anger, something that happened in the past, just notice that with every tap, it begins to move further and further away, under the eye. Maybe begin to ask yourself, what would happen if I let this go? What would happen if I release this anxiety? What would happen if I release this anger? Is it safe to let it go? Under the nose, most of the time we hold on to these memories, these patterns, these feelings because we want to stay safe. If we remember the thing that happened to us in vivid detail with tons of pain and anger and shame, it won't happen again. That's what our body and mind believes. Under the mouth, but that's not the truth of it. The truth is it's safe to let them go. It's safe to keep the memory. We're not erasing anything here. It's safe to keep the wisdom gleaned from these past experiences. And it's safe to let them go. Allow your body to do that now. Feeling safe, grounded, and relaxed. Collarbone. Feeling safe, grounded, and relaxed. Letting go even more. Underneath the arm. Feeling safe, grounded, and relaxed. Releasing this pain, this anger, this anxiety, these memories. Top of the head. Feeling safe. Letting go. And we'll do one more round. Repeat after me, either in your mind or out loud. It's safe to let this go.
Safe to let this go.
Side of the eye. It's safe to relax.
Safe to relax.
Under the eye. I don't have to fix everything at once.
Don't have to fix everything at once.
Under the nose, but I can open the door to healing.
But I can open the door to healing.
Under the mouth. It's time to heal this.
It's time to heal this.
Collarbone. Feeling safe, grounded, and strong.
Feeling safe, grounded, and strong.
Underneath the arm. In every cell of my body.
In every cell of my body.
Top of the head. Right now.
Right now.
And just take a gentle breath in. You can stop tapping. And now tune in to how you feel. So we did a couple of rounds there, and then we check in on our number. So the pain was a 10, and now it's a 7 or a 6 or a 5. You were anxious at an 8, and it went to a 2. You started working on one thing, and something else came up completely. That is the process of tapping, unveiling, letting go. It's not a perfect process where things will get done in 3 rounds necessarily, especially if we're dealing with deep childhood trauma around football, Russell. But we begin to open the door, and we begin to recognize that we have that power within to change our state.
I hope that worked, and I hope that it will work for you. Why don't you try it and let me know in the comments below if you knew about tapping, because Nick Ortner is the first to admit he's not the only person in the world who does it. He just does it very well, and his app is excellent. Let me know what you think in the comments below, how it's been successful for you, how you're dealing with your own trauma, if there are new and other techniques you want me to look at. I know a lot of you will like the old EDMR. Some of you might like hypnosis. Some of you will be well into the ice therapy and stuff. Let me know what it is you're into so we can learn together from one another. Please sign up to my mailing list where I take you deep into the stuff that I'm doing, both on a meditative, spiritual and intellectual path. And I want to include you in that, and I want to get deeper with you. So sign up to that right here. Have a look at this video if you want to learn more esoteric techniques to change the way that you feel. Have a look at this if you want to learn a more chilled meditation. Keep in touch with me. Subscribe to this channel. It's important to me. Stay free.